2 decisive City wins in that campaign. And on neutral soil today, it counted for very little. A very proud, and rightly so, Erik ten Hag, a Wembley winner now in both his seasons at United, the League Cup last year, and this extra special success today.
I think he might be enjoying this as he's walking up the steps.
Eye contact, head held high. And he's in the record books of Manchester United, our 13th triumph in this competition, just one behind Arsenal now.
Good performances, players that haven't played much football. Martinez couldn't last the full 90 minutes, but played his part.
It's under the watch of Sir Jim Ratcliffe now. He makes the big decisions on the football side, though he's a minority stakeholder in the overall scheme of the Old Trafford business. Problems to sort out, but not today.
Varane, we mentioned several times, one really good balls that were played into the box, defended them well. Yeah, was probably the man of the match, Mainoo. Good goal and good all-round performance, both defensively and on the counter-attack.
Just waiting for the cue. Almost bursting to get up there and receive the acclaim. It must have been the most difficult week for Erik ten Hag. Maybe being told that his time is coming to an end. Maybe not. Maybe this has turned a few thoughts in a different direction. But what we can say, the Dutchman put on a masterclass of coaching to outwit a side that has won 4 Premier League titles in a row, the side that beat them here in the FA Cup final last season.
Well, he used the same tactics, didn't he, in that game at the Etihad in the Premier League. And they worked for a long period of the game until Phil Foden got that equaliser, and then City went on to win the game. But same sort of formation, same tactics, but this time they did it much better.
Well, for how long, I don't know, but certainly for today, Manchester reunited was the best essence of this wonderful world game, that the team counts, and he would have been proud of the togetherness. Of course, his first trophy was an FA Cup in similar circumstances where they were calling for his head in 1990. And they beat Crystal Palace after a replay. They hadn't won the Cup until a recent meeting with Crystal Palace 2016.
He had to make a massive decision that day, didn't he, in the replay, to leave out Jim Leighton.
Yeah, the goalkeeper.
As Seeley came in and played in the replay.
Well, it's a Wembley trophy that comes with the bonus of Europe. 8th in the Premier League, but in this competition they are number 1. Manchester United are today the pride of Manchester and the much cherished prize as winners of the 2024 FA Cup. A triumph in keeping with the whole ethos of this fantastic competition. Well, it'll be passed down the line, Stuart, and everyone has played a part. They've been on that pitch today, and the journey they've got through against the odds. I was here for the Coventry game where it looked as though they'd lost 4-3. They'd beaten Liverpool 4-3 when they were really the poorer side, even though it was played at Old Trafford. And that old expression, if your name's on it, you're going to get moments like this. The name is certainly on it now.
It is on it now. That game against Liverpool, when they were losing the game, and it looks like Liverpool were going to go and score another. They were completely dominant in that second half, but it was a really good comeback that day. And they just about got through against Coventry, as you mentioned. But this was a much, much better performance.
It is glory, glory, Man United today. And the City end is empty. Almost from the first minute, Stuart, when Marcus Rashford had that run and made Manchester City suddenly look a little bit vulnerable, a little bit sloppy, a little bit maybe not quite as focused as they would be if they hadn't won the league 6 days earlier. You can conjecture all those things, but it happened like that in the opening seconds.
It did. The ball went into Bruno Fernandes, who was playing in what we would call a false nine position, and Marcus Rashford made the run in behind Walker. There's the warning sign. And Man City didn't seem to realise that was going to happen time and time again. Even for the second goal, the great crossfield pass that it was from Rashford out to Garnacho, and the move developed from there. But they looked a constant threat on the counter-attack, and they were able to do that because they were able to defend much better because they defended in numbers and were a threat with only 3 or 4 players breaking forward. So it was a really good display by United.
The City never really recovered from giving away probably the worst goal they've conceded this season. Might be 1 or 2 others in there, but a moment of chaos between defender and goalkeeper, and this is no place to make mistakes like that.
So there's a couple of instances late on in the game when the ball was just hooked forward, up in the air, and the substitute Whalen chased it and won 2 free kicks when he was never favourite to win the ball. And that's the effort, the determination that we haven't always seen from a disjointed Manchester United over the course of the season. But today, they were together, they played as a team, they worked their socks off. For either the manager or for themselves, we don't know. It was a really good performance.
Well, in his days, there was an Erik who won the FA Cup for Manchester United as a player. Today, Erik, the coach, has undoubtedly masterminded this underdog success for the red half of Manchester.
And this was a better final than that one you're talking about when Erik Cantona scored the winner.
Yeah, that's true. And Andre Onana had some very good moments in it. He'll be pushing the goal he conceded out of his mind, hopefully with a bit more success than he pushed the ball around the post as he was trying to do. But he's stuck at it, and he said yesterday, it's only the last few weeks, it took me 6 months to feel what it was like to be a Man United goalkeeper. And Marcus Rashford, who's had the finger of suspicion pointed at him by the critics, who said, well, why haven't you done this season what you did last season? It's not quite as simple as that.
No, but I think his body language at times hasn't been particularly good, his work rate hasn't been particularly good. Sometimes that comes through a lack of confidence. When your form is gone, you look as though you're not working quite as hard, but today he worked really hard, trying to carry out the game plan that Erik Ten Hag and his staff were hoping to implement. And Rashford played his part as well.
That spells it out for you, doesn't it? The winners 2024 of the Emirates FA Cup, and the champagne corks can pop and the real celebrations can start. Sometimes in the FA Cup you might get a lucky win. Manchester United might say we've had 1 or 2 on the way to get to this final. Today was totally merited. And Manchester City, despite Pep Guardiola having a little bit of a conversation with referee Andy Madley after the final whistle, this, Stuart, final word from you. This really was totally deserved, surely.
It certainly was. Tactics were right, the determination, they carried out the game plan perfectly. And it must be so pleasing for those supporters that haven't had a great season. Fully deserved for the manager and the players.
Well, they've beaten the best, and the reward is all this jubilation here, the silverware, and remember the place in Europe. It would only have been, I think, the second time in over 40 years that Manchester United have missed out on European club competition. They haven't missed out simply because they didn't miss out today.
So lovely scenes for Erik Ten Hag and for Manchester United. Their fans are going to wallow in this, enjoy this in the sunshine at Wembley for some time, and why not? After the season they've had, they deserve to celebrate. Manchester United's day, indeed. We can take a look back at how they did it. So yeah, here are the highlights. Manchester United were at Manchester City right from the start. They took risks. And in the end, they earned this little bit of luck. The mistake from Garnacho there to slot home for 1-0.
Well, there's nothing more than they deserve with the fast start that they made, Manchester United. Ball played in behind that City high line. Garnacho does well, keeps himself onside. They step up, but he comes back, steps back onside. Stones playing him onside, takes off, and then a complete misunderstanding. Goalkeeper shouldn't be there. Guardiola heads it back into the path of Garnacho to side foot it home. Really poor City defending, punished by Garnacho.
So that was 1-0 to Manchester United. That was unexpected. And then the second before half-time, even more so. City on the attack this time. But Manchester United, always with purpose and precision. And this is a terrific second goal. Firstly Rashford with that long diagonal. Then Garnacho, and watch the position that Bruno Fernandes takes up. Lovely reverse pass. Mainoo, goal in the cup final for the new young star of English football.
Well, Dave, he actually starts the move, heading the ball out of his own 18-yard box, does Mainoo. He's involved in the play, in the build-up, but continues his run. Good diagonal from Rashford. Fernandes takes up a position totally unmarked, but what awareness for cutting the pass back into Mainoo's path to side foot first time brilliantly past Ortega, giving him absolutely no chance. Brilliant counter from one end of the field to the other, and young Mainoo helps himself to an FA Cup final goal.
Wonderful moment for him. Manchester United with clear daylight. Into the second half then, and the chances came for a much improved Manchester City. The substitute, Jeremy Doku, making a big difference. Haaland with the drive on another day, it flies into the top corner, maybe already a sign it was going to be United's day.
Well, so many times we've seen that sweeping left foot, thundering the ball into the back of the net, comes thundering back off of the upright. A big moment. Didn't have too many chances, Erling Haaland. This one, he doesn't convert.
Two very unlikely pure hits from Kyle Walker, the first producing a wonderful save from Andre Onana.
Oh, this is a superb stop, really cleanly hit, just slightly moving away from Onana, but a strong hand, the left hand, fabulously keeping it out.
And Phil Foden struggled to get involved. One moment where he did was there. The ball for Alvarez rolled just wide.
Well, just look at the goalkeeper. He's actually fist pumping after Alvarez just slides this ball wide. Big opportunity for the substitute.
It was important that Manchester United continued to offer something, and they did. This was Garnacho. Another fantastic cup final display from him. Shoveled behind by Ortega to keep Manchester City in it.
Yeah, he was bright, he was alive, Garnacho. He gave Guardiola lots of problems, and on this occasion it's only Ortega making sure he closes off that near post for denying.
And then Walker with another good hit, this time a skimmer, and Onana pushed it out. Haaland would have been offside if he had been there to tap it home, but a good save from Onana.
Yeah, again, this time on his right side at full stretch. A really strong right hand to keep out Walker's second strike.
And And then they did make the breakthrough. Doku and Nana at fault. City striking late, but still very much in it.
Well, he was really bright, having been introduced at half-time. Doku cuts in on his favoured right foot. The goalkeeper will be really disappointed, and he's actually pushed it into the net. Should be keeping that out, and was that the moment where City were going to get back into this FA Cup tie?
Well, they had 3 minutes plus an added 7. They couldn't really create another chance. It was Manchester United's day. Great celebration from them. Unlikely winners, but deserving winners.